I am in Dharamshala in the Himalayas at an altitude of about 1800 meters. It's in the North Indian state of Himachal Pradesh. Dharamshala is the seat of the Dalai Lama and the Tibetan government in exile. About 30,000 Tibetan refugees live here, and some of them since March 1959, when the Dalai Lama, along with numerous other Tibetans, fled to India. Those who remained in Tibet say they are being tortured by the Chinese government. The Tibetans who were born in India before 1987 can get Indian passports, but the majority of them have chosen not to get citizenship. They say this is not their home country. I am meeting one such family this evening, that of Tenzin Lekshay. He is a senior bureaucrat with the Tibetan administration in exile.
Hi, come in, Harshita.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And did you come
चप्पल
from-
पहन लीजिए यार, चप्पल
अच्छा चप्पल पहन लूँ?
इधर ठंड पड़ जाएगा.
नहीं, it's okay.
Come.
Okay.
Come. This is my small airport with the Guruji over here with my kids. Come, let's sit.
They are what, doing homework?
Drawing, supersonic.
How
come,
was your
come.
day?
Little hectic. It's always like that. But this time I have to come a little early.
What's their name?
Rangdal, the eldest one. Thesam,
And
the mischievous.
you will need to
And then
tell me the pronunciation.
Thesam. And then Pelzin, my little princess. See, my little princess. So, I'll make tea first.
Okay.
चाय पी लेंगे, आराम से बैठेंगे. अब बैठो बैठो.
I saw his pictures on Facebook. How old are they?
7,
He's 7.
going to 8 soon.
Okay.
And then 5, then 2.
Come.
Sure, sure. Sure.
They don't understand English. What language they speak?
Tibetan. They can't speak, but they'll understand a little.
Hi. Hi. May I have it? May I have that?
Oh yeah.
May I have this?
This one.
Oh, so sweet. What's this? It's a good house.
It's a quarter.
It's a quarter. So these quarters are given by city, Central Tibet administration.
Before you came,
Yeah.
what he did was he cleaned up the room. Once he's in the drawing, then it'll take time.
But he draws really well.
What do you write? Tell her.
He's just 7. He really draws well. What's this?
दिखा रहे, कौन दिखा रहे? Mecca Kingi Dora. That's what he watched Godzillas when we were kids. Whenever we have a drawing session, you always write mountain, sun, river, and tent, and house, and tree. These days, they are seeing lots of things.
Oh. I can see a lot of spices here.
We love spices, different spices.
But then
is a
Tibetan
new one.
food is not that spicy. I've eaten, I felt it.
No, we love spice.
It's chili paste and then what's
Yeah,
this?
this is also chili paste.
Gabanj.
These are all Tibetan made.
Yeah, I know that chutney and pickle, those things are spicy, but then I don't think so food is spicy.
Food is not spicy.
Yeah.
Even for momo also, once you have momo, you'll have too many spices, right? To dip in.
Yeah. आप हिंदी बोलते हो तो अच्छा लगता है, क्यूट लगता है वो.
वो तो ठीक है ना, बीच बीच में हिंदी बोलना पड़ता है ना. ना?
Yeah. Where were you born, Lekshay? Because
I was born in Dharamsala,
okay.
Mcleodganj, in home
Yeah.
in around 70s. Right.
And you, I suppose you never went to Tibet.
No.
So when
Gishla came from Tibet.
Yes, I was born in
Young.
when did you come from Tibet?
at the age of 8.
80s. In early 80s.
How did you come here?
With my parents. At that time, the border is almost closed, openly. No any strict there, no any armies, no police there. So almost open. Whenever you want to go.
In 80s, there are lots of people who came.
Coming.
We say that till 2008, estimate somewhere around 3,000 Tibetans annually comes to India. But after 2008, they changed. Now, hardly we have 5-6 people in a year.
Because the border got
Borders closed. There were strict vigilant all over the places on the borders, so it's difficult to come now. My parents came in 1959. All the way they walked, but till they reached India, they walked. My dad, he knows exactly what happened in 1959, 1960s, the difficulties with all the suffering which they have done, and that gives a hope for us to go back to our own country.
So we have duck.
Harshita,
I remember duck.
we'll take tea, right?
Yes. Should I come and help you?
No. You have a
What has he? What's this?
चाय बना रहा है
Acha,
चाय मीठा चाय तित्ती वाला मीठा चाय
sweet tea. So I had butter tea here, and I had lemon ginger tea.
That's the best lemon.
That's the best, yeah. So you cook often. Everything.
My wife will cook, I will cook, and anybody can come in. You can also cook. This utensil, I don't know, it has this, don't go exactly. It's spillover sometimes.
I'll help you.
Momo and all, it was, oh, ऐसा नहीं, गलती हो गए, मैम साहब गलती हो गए, हाँ, यही तो है, ये इसका है ना, utensil का खराब है, मेरा हाथ का ये नहीं है. You try, you'll spill it out. You try.
Let me try.
Okay, ready, 1, 2, 3. अरे यार आप तो.
See, you have not learned well. See that.
No, yours is better, much better. So you take charge of the kitchen. I'll go.
I can definitely take charge.
Harshita, come.
Yeah. Come.
So we went to the Western education. They went to the traditional education, and we met together. And then in 2006, I visited US to study masters in international relations. And soon after I completed my studies, I came back.
Why?
And then I served in Delhi.
Why
Right
did you
after.
come back?
Yeah.
Why didn't you settle there?
No, it was my own decision, right? Because I felt that once if you stay in US, I cannot do much work for my own community. And I was more passionate about politics, right, about Tibetan issues. Long time back, he's always said that if you want to strive for freedom, the freedom will come from New Delhi. If you have to work for the cause, it has to be India. Right, every day when you work, right, you felt that you are doing something for the community, for the cause. And obviously we are not doing it for ourselves. We are very clear about it because we represent a Tibetan inside Tibet. Their aspirations should be our priorities. We tell the world what was happening inside Tibet.
Chai was good. I finished.
You made it.
I didn't
You
make it.
put spoons
I just,
like.
poured it. I'll teach you the way.
Thank you. Be my master.
So what are we gonna make today?
Today, the easiest one is thukpa.
Tuppa. Yeah, I
Like thukpa. So we have thukpa, right? So what we are going to do is we go to the kitchen, boil the thukpas. First thing noodles, then prepare the vegetable on the side, Then we have some chicken and all. We'll cut it and then we'll do the veg and non-veg separately.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Like Islam religion, sure, not that.
We'll meet you. When are we going to start?
I'm going to start right away. I'm going to boil the beans and it'll be a side. It'll be a side dish. This is for tukpa. सबके लिए tukpa.
हम ये बाहर कर ले कटिंग वगैरह.
You know how to cut onion?
Yes. Oh, that's the most.
ये तो बनना है ना. Onion काटना भी नहीं आता है तो क्या करेंगे?
But I can cut it.
हाँ, ऐसा कर लीजिए.
How do you want me to cut?
नहीं ऐसा कर लीजिए. आपको मैं आलू का जिम्मेदारी दे दूँगा. आलू को तो
मैं प्याज भी काट सकती हूँ. आप दे दो.
नहीं प्याज आपका काटने का थोड़ा
कोई बात नहीं, थोड़ा रोल
ये नहीं होगा. No, what you will do is here. Okay.
आलू छीलूं.
Chill लीजिए वहाँ. I'll show you my school skills. मेरे रिटायरमेंट की बात नहीं ना. अगर कुछ रसोई में काम होगा तो प्लीज बता देना.
But then what about the cause that you are working for?
आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट को तो फर्स्ट तो अपने लिए काम करना पड़ेगा ना. किताब लिखना है.
और किताब भी लिखना है.
लिखना है ना, अपने बारे में लिखना है.
क्या लिखोगे आप अपने बारे में?
हाँ, अपने बारे में कुछ ना कुछ तो लिखना पड़ेगा. क्या किया, किसके लिए किया. And also to motivate the younger generation. Right, we need to work harder. That's a new thing, right? Every day is a new thing. Every day is a new challenge. So it's a fun also.
How is your life different from mine?
ये तो आप
In
तो
terms of when you say every day is a
आप
new
देखो, you are already I think privileged in another sense.
in what sense?
अरे यार, आप लोग को तो पहले से आज़ादी मिला हुआ है ना. You already have freedom, right? But we are longing for freedom. For us, we have a cost, right? Once we are born, we are told to do something, but larger than our own life. So your life is privileged because you can do whatever you think you can do, right? But for us, since you are born, the kids who are born over here, we have R over here on our foreheads. R means refugee. R on our foreheads, right? That R is a refugee, right? So we have to wipe the R, and for wiping the R means you have to get back to your country. And you already have a country. We don't have a country. है ना? हम तो यहाँ मेहमान हैं.
की क्या स्पेशलिटी है?
थुक्पा का
कुछ स्पेशलिटी क्यों? एक तो it keeps you warm, it's healthy, and then
हम ये ठीक हो जाता है ना, ये बढ़ जाता है ना. My kids love the.
your kids do not what's their sense of identity? They do not have. I know they're very young as of now, but how are they?
2 साल का बच्चे जो है ना, लड़की
हाँ.
ना, उनको मैं रोज जब क्रश में जाते हैं
हाँ.
तो ये पूछते हूँ कि आप चीनी है, वो कहते हैं नहीं है. आप भारतीय है, कहते नहीं है. Then आप तो फॉरेनर है, नहीं है. तो आप कौन है? 2 साल का है. वो कहते हैं कि मैं तिब्बती हूँ. ना सीखना चाहिए ना उनको भी.
Something is still going in my mind about when you said that you have R written in your forehead, that you're a refugee.
Yeah,
So what is home for you then?
Our homeland is Tibet, where we are longing for, which is, for me, it's imaginary. I have never seen. Tibet means you should be in peace. You live in peace, where your brothers and sisters, you can meet, chat, talk, move around, speak freely. This is what we long for. That's why His Holiness has envisaged to resolve the Sino-Tibetan conflict is a middle way. We know that historically Tibet was independent, right? But we are not going to claim independence in the future. One extreme. One extreme, the present Tibet is suffering. The situation is critical. So we don't want that present. We want more than this. So क्या है बीच वाला समझौता, right? Where we can cherish the life, where the freedom is there to preserve culture, identity, language, everything. Not China and we are benefited. Whole world will get benefited. Especially India, border पे तो problem होते रहते हैं China के साथ, right? We long for peace, right? And we have good wills with India. That will also help.
How is the food?
Yes.
Did he cook it well?
Delicious.
आज ना ये रेस्टोरेंट वाला जैसा हो गए, थोड़ा घर जैसा नहीं हुआ।
यहाँ के जो रेस्टोरेंट ओनर्स है वो सभी टिबेटन है?
नहीं, वो तो लोकल भी होता है, बाहर का भी है, तिब्बती की है।
दिस इज गुड, बेटर देन व्हाट आई एट। गुड वर्क।
ऐसा तो नहीं बनाया, वाओ का ये नहीं है।
नहीं, अच्छा बना है।
गुरुजी कभी कभार आता है, गुरुजी जाते रहते हैं ना। अभी वाराणसी से आया।
आप लोग के कहाँ पर प्लेसेस हैं? मतलब कि सेटलमेंट्स एंड पिलग्रिमेज।
सेटलमेंट्स ज़्यादा साउथ में होता है।
ओके।
नॉर्थ इंडिया में भी काफ़ी है, उत्तराखंड में भी है, हिमाचल में भी काफ़ी है, और सेंट्रल में नागपुर के पास है। घर परिवार में अगर घूमने के लिए प्लान करेंगे तो जाएंगे बोध गया, वाराणसी, राजगीर, है ना। अगर बाहर जाना है तो नेपाल जाएंगे।
एंड व्हाट्स योर फेवरेट प्लेस टू गो?
होम, sit, relax.
Home as in this home? Have you ever thought of buying a house?
No,
Why?
पैसा नहीं है ना।
खरीदने का प्लान है? Why?
We have to go back. जाना है ना अपना मुल्क। Yeah, that's the most important thing. Your brothers and sisters and everybody is there. You can't even talk. Right, my dad's 5 brothers, 2 sisters. All their families are there. Not even one person came to India. And we have no contacts till date.
They are where in Tibet?
In Tibet. Since 1959, my dad never saw them. Other than voting, right, other than having your own house or something like that, apart from away from settlements. Otherwise, you can do almost anything just like any other Indians. Right. But somehow, if you travel abroad and all, then there are some difficulties. Yeah, we have to go for exit permit, return visa, the office को चक्कर लगाने के लिए, inquiries, right? And these days is much better because of digitization. You don't have to go to because everything has to fill online, right?
मैं समझी नहीं, मुझे थोड़ा सा।
Exit permit.
To leave.
When you leave the India, before leaving, you need to get a permission from the Indian government that I'm leaving.
How is traveling different for you?
See, थोड़े दिक्कत तो होते रहते हैं ना. We have a same Indian emblem on the cover, but ours is not a passport. about a certificate of identity. So they get confused.
Okay.
Right.
It's an identification.
Yeah, it looks like identification certificate, but it's a travel document.
Like I can travel because I have a passport.
See, passport is a travel document issued to the Indian citizen. Since we are not Indian citizen, so we are issued with the identity certificate. I'll give you one small example. If you are Indian citizen, you can travel to Nepal from Delhi to Kathmandu straight. But with the identity certificate, you won't get visa. You cannot go. So what the Tibetans have to do, even though they are refugees, they have to travel all the way to Bagdora. From Bagdora, again, we have to come inside, hire a taxi. Then from there, you have to go inside. So cost-wise also, it will be almost double, more than double.
Have you ever thought of taking an Indian visa?
No, visa.
Sorry, Indian passport. Indian passport.
No.
Any reason?
No, I'm a Tibetan. I'm a Tibetan refugee. I have a course. If you have an Indian passport, we felt that we are Indian citizen. And if you are a citizen of another country, we believe that you should have allegiance of the country. You have to pledge that even if your life takes away, you will, do the service for the country whom you are a citizen. So allegiance, right? So for Tibetan now, if you are Tibetan, means your allegiance is for Tibetan. If you are Indian Tibetan, means your allegiance is for India and then for Tibet, right? Half. So the efforts will be, this is just my own thoughts, will be little less. And lived and born and bred up in India, I have a connection, right? No doubt about it. And I do feel that I should also not be of leverage, but also be of asset to India. Right. Because Indian government is grateful to us, we should also do service for India, for the benefit of India. Obviously, we do that. There's no doubt about it. But the problem is that this is not my country. Right. I have my own country back home, which is under problem. Right. And I need to resolve that one. We have a responsibility to resolve that one. That is the priority.
Was there any point of time where when you felt that, you are a refugee here and you are not a citizen or...
Yeah, every day. Even though we have freedom over here, right, we always feel that we are refugees, we have to go back to our own countries, we have to do great things for our own communities back home, every day. If we have to go abroad, one thing, and we have a registration certificate, for every Tibetan refugees we have a registration certificate. Since I was born over here, or those who live for a long time, we get registration certificate for 5 years. So 5 years means you can stay in India for 5 years. Then before it gets expired, you have to again register, right, for your stay in India. Okay. So we are lucky that now these days we get 5 years. Early days, only 1 year. Every time you have to go to the FRO, and then you have to show your face. There'll be an inquiry. Now, luckily, what happened is now physically we don't have to go. India is digitized.
Now I feel the privilege.
Now you are. You don't have to go through all the exit permit, return visa all the time. Even if, among the Tibetans, we are privileged. We are civil servants. We have the authority. Right. But still, we have to go through the same process.
Like you said that, when you go there, you feel like you are a refugee here and you have to go back. So how is that home in your imagination? How is Tibet in your imagination?
See, Tibet, we used to call it a snowland. Obviously, it's a snowland. One time when I went to Mongolia, horizons, grasslands, you can go anywhere. This is what I felt in Mongolia. I felt like this is just like my home.
Because it's been so many years, right? And politically, it seems very difficult. More than 60 years, and it seems very difficult that China will give the autonomy to Tibet, and it will.
But they have no choice. They have no choice. They have to. One day or another, they have to come to the table and discuss the issue. Consistently, we are working on Tibet issue. Every now and then, China thought that, oh, these Tibetans outside, right, they are creating problems with what we do. What they do, they are creating problems inside Tibet. And we are telling the world that they are creating the problems inside Tibet. This is the reality. But what we can change is the future, right, for the benefits of all the people, for China, for Tibetan, for world. That's why the Middle Way proposal which His Holiness has envisaged is not just for Tibet. He looked far bigger than that. Right? It can help China, even the Chinese people also. Because it says that the genuine autonomy has to be within the framework of the Chinese constitution. We are always hopeful. That's what we used to say, that for 60 years, how we survived, how we thrived, is because we hoped that something good will happen next time. Right? We not just hope, but we work. All the old people, when you look at, they will always say, I'll die in my own homeland. The majority of Tibetans are inside Tibet who are suffering. Our main goal was to resolve the conflict so that the Tibetan people inside Tibet, who are majority, can get benefited, right, in preserving their culture, identity, tradition, everything, and non-violent, right. Our struggle over the last so many years remain non-violent. This non-violence is not our weakness. This is our strength. We are going to thrive one day because we have the truth in our hand. You see, since 2009, there were self-immolations inside Tibet. People are desperate. Young people are desperate, right? So they burn themselves, right, without hurting others. But not even one Tibetan who have burned themselves have heard Chinese people, right?
But His Holiness the Dalai Lama has talked about how people should live.
Yeah, of course. His Holiness is our guru, our leader. For me, one of the best thing what His Holiness has given to me is from the word of truth. Right, this is a prayer. Every Tibetan knows that prayer. In that prayer, His Holiness says that China, whatever they have done for Tibet, they are ignorant. So you have to feel compassionate to China, Chinese people, Chinese leaders, about their misdeeds, right? So this is much larger than your life. So it will go on.
I was very excited to come here because when I came to Mcleodganj, it was, very intriguing to know the importance of this place, because usually people come as tourists. So I wanted to know about the history of this place and the history of people here. So thank you for letting me know about those things, and I really wish that, I also get to learn more about, your movement and your cause. So I know that you'll go back to your home one day.
Thank you. We need more of these goodwills and support. And in fact, I can also tell that Tibetan issue is not just about Tibet. India has a huge stake in it. Right, the borders, the Galwan issues, right? Whole border for China is disputed. Right. So therefore, we felt that the India need to speak about Tibet issues more. I remember when I was a child, His Holiness says it has to come from New Delhi. Freedom will come from New Delhi.
Hopefully it will, yes.
Yeah.
And thank you for inviting me. Thank you for the food and
Hopefully,
the best,
I'll make
the
better
best.
next time.
No, this is the best thukpa I ever had. So even better than the restaurant I had eaten in.
Thank you.
Seriously, I'm
Thank
genuinely
you.
saying this.